Hi guys, this is Tracy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be in a collab put on by Heidi Sonboul DIY. I'd like to thank her for starting this collab. There's lots of people involved, so please, after you view mine, watch everybody else's. Or if you've come to mine from someone else's, thank you so much. Or from hers, thank you so much for watching. I would like if you could consider to like, subscribe, comment. And let's get on with this. Let's have fun, ladies. This is what I'm making for you today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tracy. Welcome back to Who's Your Redesign. Did you ever have one of those days where you thought you filmed a video and then at the end of this first segment, while you're waiting for things to dry, you realized nothing was on? Well, that happened to me today. So this was going to be my first DIY. I'll have two more on this episode today. I had ordered, let's see, a bunch of stencils from Amazon. This was one of them. Fresh cut Christmas trees, holiday greens. And I wanted to try them out. And so I had seen, what's that channel? I think her name is Mary. White Cottage Company, the White, yeah, something like that. She had made scrolls with paper. And so I'm sure I'm by far not the first person to do this, but to make scroll with drop cloth. And instead of rolling it, I think I found these trim pieces and they're all cut pretty. So I'm just going to frame the trim pieces at the bottom and the top. I painted them green. I did all this, had you seen, I had just done all this and thought, like I said, I thought I had recorded it. But no, I did not. Oh, it's going to be a great day. But anyway, this is the first project and it's drying. And that stencil ended up being really good. I'm very impressed with the generic sticker for our stencil from Amazon. Okay, while this is drying, before we put it together, I'm going to go ahead and start on the next one. And this time, hopefully, it'll record. Right. Second DIY here is going to be, yes, I'm ready for Christmas. I got my lights on. I got my, let's see, I'm sick, so my antlers on. I'm really sick. I've been fighting something. Not particularly good. I'm thinking it's like strep throat. Alright, so I was looking for coffee cans and the only ones I could find were these cardboard ones. Whatever. So I'm going to try, I'm going to open it. I'm trying a few of these Walmart paints. I usually use Dixie Belle on my furniture, but my Christmas series I'm trying to do cheaper things, number one. Number two, almost everybody has a Walmart nearby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by painting this white, this entire piece here. And then I'll just try out this paint too because I've never used it except for, I just tried the red on the drop cloth design. And I just paint it white. It's going to take at least 2 coats, so I can tell you that. So while we're painting, what is a silly thing you do, or the thing you do to get in the mood for Christmas? Like, for me, it's really early still, you know, beginning of November. And so I broke out, you know, the antlers and the necklace. And the other thing I do that is odd, it's an oddball thing, but it just makes me so nostalgic for toys and childhood and remembering the magic of Christmas when I was a kid, is I listen to vintage commercials. Believe it or not, there are channels on YouTube that play commercials from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, it just pulls me right back into childhood, and it just makes me happy. It's great. All right, we are gonna let this dry, and then we are gonna come. Oh no! Well, that got on my tablecloth that I should have changed, but you know, whatever. I'll wash it. We are gonna come back when this is dry and put another coat on, or I might just put another coat on and then I'll come back when it's done, and I'm gonna try another one of those stencils on the front of this, and I might take another piece of drop cloth even and put it on the stencil. We'll see what I decide. All right, we're gonna maybe try it both ways. One side I'll just do the stencil straight on, and the other side we'll have something on the drop cloth, so you have two options, possibly. All right, but we gotta wait for this to dry first. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're gonna have Jade. Jade is gonna be our helper today. I used my blow dryer to dry it. Where's Jade? This is our newest baby. Her name is Jade. She is a black lab. We got her in August. She likes to come and help out on everything. She is awful nosy at everything Mommy's doing, so we refer to her a couple nicknames, one being Baby Shark, because, you know, she bites everything all the time. The other is Nosy Rosie, because she is very nosy. Alright, so I have two coats. This stuff is really thick. Like, look at this. I just opened this paint, and it's not been exposed to air or anything. Let's get it closer. Really thick paint, which was good for, well, because it covered quickly, number one, but also it'd give me a little bit of texture, and I wanted just a tiny bit of texture. I didn't want a lot. Let's say next. You'll have to excuse the big glob on here. Isn't that nice? I left it sitting out all night. Alright, we are going to make it look a little old. So I'm thinking I might just take the paintbrush that I used this whole time. I mean, I haven't even switched paintbrushes, and I've used 1, 2, 3 colors now. So, you know. That's what it is, but you know. Alright. I'm going to take some of this black and see what we can do. So I'm going to take it around the edge first to make it look kind of like enamelware. Just like this. Like it's old chipped enamelware, you know, where like once upon a time it was nice and pretty, and now it's just chipped. And since I went over the edge a little bit over here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make something with that. All right, so a touch here and there. I don't need it to be completely all the way around. And this is how I distrust things a lot of times. I'm gonna give up my secrets. People have asked me how I go about doing distressing. All right. I'm just gonna take this. I take something with the straight edge, and I'll take the black paint around the edge here and just dab it on. I don't want it to be even. I want it to be globbed and dabbed and put it on the table. Oh well. Globbed and dabbed, and not you know, not even at all. And I'm just gonna make some weird pattern on it, okay? Now I'm gonna take this round. Usually I would go up and down on a piece of furniture, but since this is, let me take my headband off here. Since this is round, I think it'll look better maybe if it's round. If it's around. We'll see. Alright, so I'm going to just flatten it, pull. Alright, so you start getting like where stuff scraped off of it. You know, paint scraped off over the years. Kind of gives you a birchy look too on this. And along the bottom. So I'm just going to take this and go along the bottom as well. And this way you don't have to sit and dab it with the paintbrush. Alright, like this. Make it look like, you know, number 1 birch, number 2 is old and chippy. And I don't know, this is kind of just the aesthetic I tend to go for a lot. My nose is so stuffed up. If you can hear me, I've been battling this sickness for a while. Alright, so this is what we're getting up with. It's kind of cute. Look at that. We're going to leave it that way. And I might do the top here a little bit. Just touch the board to the top a little bit. And a little more paint on it. Here and there. Just here. Like that. Alright. If you wanted to do more of like a birch look, do some brown as well. I don't have any brown paint in the house. I'd have to go out to the barn to go get it. And I just don't want to go out there. But it kind of starts giving you that birch look. Alright, now we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to put some here. And I think I'm going to cut another piece of my drop cloth off here that I have laying beside me. And adhere it on there with the stencil. Alright, we're going to do it next. Alright, the next step is going to be this. I decided not to do a piece of drop cloth. I have this, I have a bunch of tea towels laying around. And since I didn't know how big I wanted, I just ripped it to this. And I'm going to stencil onto this, and then I'm going to Mod Podge it onto here. Let's see how I want to do this though, because I don't want to do it all the way across like this. I'm thinking Merry and then Christmas underneath it. So we'll see how that looks. Let's try that one out. I want to get it as close to center top as possible. Looks like that's about right. Alright, let me get my brush. Wipe it all up. I'm thinking red. My colors that, like I said, oh wait, I know I told you before, but it was on the video that got not recorded. I'm gonna go for a Christmas Tree Farm / Christmas Tree Farm Inn. I don't know, something like that. And so my color scheme, main color scheme, because I'll do a couple of the little trees, just because, but red and black, like plaid, like mountain man flannel, lumberjack flannel. When you think of lumberjack flannel, you think of red and black, right? See how well this does. This I've never stenciled onto tea towel before, but we'll try it. So there's the Mary up there. And then I want Christmas to wipe this off a little bit so it doesn't get any kind of bleed through. Drop cloth beside me like all the time. Sometimes it has a puppy laying on it. Usually does. She's found I'm not even gonna tell you. She's found an ear of corn. I'm gonna tell you. From the corn stalks that we had, I have as fall decorations. And she is just happily laying over there chewing on the corn ear. Yeah, whatever makes her little heart happy, right? Alright, so C-H-R-I-S-T. That is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think the center is here. Pull it down a little bit. Alright. Just to there. Do this one. Oh, so Christmas movies. What are your favorite Christmas movies? Mine, Christmas Vacation, of course, is atop the list. It's a Wonderful Life. Any version of A Christmas Story I can get my hands on. A Christmas Carol, A Christmas Carol. Any version. I even have somewhere a musical version with Kelsey Grammer as Scrooge. And I really like that one. I'll walk around singing songs from it and no one knows where those songs came from. Yeah, I like to watch Christmas movies. Christmas with the Cranks is one of my favorites. Everybody comes together to make Christmas work out in the end. Alright, let's see where we're going so far. Alright, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Alrighty, I want to use this laurel leaf here at the bottom and do a green. Or maybe one of black. Maybe I'll do it in black. Maybe I'll do it in green. I got them both in front of me. I think I might go black. I think so. Alright, while this is drying, I did go ahead and put some, take some watered down antique and wax mixture. Ooh. And add some brown to this too. So added to the birch look of that. I did put little antique and wax along the edges of the Merry Christmas. That way. And it's sitting over here drying. So while everything's drying, it is the perfect time to adhere the trim to this piece because it is dry. The first one that I made that didn't get seen because, yeah. Oh well. Alright, so I am just going to put trim on the top and the bottom. And then hang it from, I don't know, probably the piece of drop cloth that I took off. Where's my staple? I'm just going to staple it because I don't have a hot glue gun handy and I don't know where I put it. So I'm just going to use my staple gun. And it is not cooperating, is it? I've never used this one before. have to pound those in a little bit, I'm guessing. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to pound those in. But we'll get the gist of it. And then this piece along the bottom here. So my whole Christmas DIY crafty things this year is going to be just built around cheap stuff. I'm not going to go, I mean, I did for some of my personal things, go to TJ Maxx and got a couple Hobby Lobby items and a couple things from Walmart. But I'm going to try to make most of the big stuff myself and save money that way. Alrighty, look at that. That is looking super cute. That'll look awesome hanging up. All right, go along with my theme of Christmas Tree Farm. Now I'll put that to the side. And we'll move on to the next project. Our third and final DIY today is going to be centered around this frame. And it's a little large. Let's see if I can move it so I can get it in frame. Let's see. I have a lot of stuff on my little table. Okay, so I was looking and I was fully intending on buying this picture at Hobby Lobby. That's Santa Claus. And then I was looking over to the side and I saw this one. It's like a truck and I don't know, a bunch of glistening woods or whatever. And I was like, oh, maybe that one. Because, you know, I kind of go with my theme. It has a tree in the back of the truck and, you know. That might go with my theme, like the tree farm. And then I thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? Because we're supposed to be doing this on a budget. So I have decided to do something different and do it on a budget. And I can get two. Alright, I thrifted this picture frame. Let's see, it has a price. It had an ugly picture on it. Maybe the price is on the picture. So I'm going to use the canvas as well. $4.99. This was inside there. It's on a dark project or something. It's old. It's like a stretched canvas even. It's old. I am going to make this more modern while staying on budget. So I went to Walmart and I got a gift bag. I'm going to cut this out, adhere it to this canvas like I have done in a previous video with tissue paper. Oh, I'm a mess. Wait a minute. This is stuck to my table. Alright. A previous video I had done a similar thing with tissue paper, and I do have some tissue paper, Christmas tissue paper on order to do this with for more art for my house. However, it's not due to be here for a couple of days. But once it's adhered and done, I will have something similar to this. Oh, I it's upside down for you. Wait a minute. This to hang on my wall. I'm going to paint the frame. I'm trying to figure out what color to paint the frame. If I just want to paint it white. Or I might paint it gray. I was going to paint it green, but then I don't want to take away from the tree. So we'll see what color I come up with. But this is happening next. Alright, while we were waiting for everything else to dry, because I did pick a color for the frame, And I did go with like a dirty copper, not a patinaed copper, but just like a dirty copper. You have to excuse the table bouncing. I have a puppy under there. Dirty copper. So I took and sprayed it copper, and then I took some black chalk paint and just stippled it on here and there, and then I'm wiping the whole thing with antiquing glaze, and that's what we're gonna see what we're coming up with. But I'm putting a lot of copper in my house now, so I figured I'd go with that. And then I have this to put on here. If I were to do this again, I would have tea stained this first before I added it. I mean, I think it's going to end up alright, but it would have looked better if it was tea stained. I might, after I'm done, see if I can't distress it somehow still, or distress it, discolor it, age it up. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to put it here. That's a lot of Mod Podge that came out. I don't need nearly that amount. Alright. I'm just going to brush it down with this brush. And, well, I don't know if you can notice it. I put a little antiquing wax on my brush first, hoping that when it soaks up this Mod Podge, that it will color it a little bit. But it looks more pink. It does, doesn't it? Let's see what I'm working on. I don't like this much. I'm gonna not have a soppy mess. Don't like a soppy mess. I want it to soak through without it. I did put too much on. Let's see. I'm gonna try to put a little bit more antiquing glaze in there. Yeah, just a little bit. To tint my Mod Podge a little. You know, might work, might not. Might be an epic fail, but I would like it to be a little discolored and not so bright and white. Okay. Whoosh. And since I don't have a specific front or back or whatever, let's see if it soaks up any of that color. Hopefully it will. Alright, this is what we're coming up with, and I'm going to take a piece of rag. I want to save this. And I have my handy dandy drop cloth that sits beside me all the time when I work, so I can wipe up situations. Water over there. I'm just trying to wipe it off a little bit with a little water. Now let's see how this looks when it's dry and see if I can dye that a little bit. We'll try. Now, I'm going to put that to the side. And put my Lazy Susan to the side, because I'm going to pull up my frame here. And this is what I've been working on with this one. See, I put some antiquing wax and, you know, black paint, just mucking it all up. Just muck it all up. Because I want it to look like it's old and dirty and not brand new sparkling copper, but I really don't want to have patina copper. That won't be one of the colors I'm pulling in, so I'm trying not to go that direction, or else I'd have to pull in some greens and blues, and my other copper is just aged and gnarly, you know. Other copper pieces that I've been getting. I'm going to do the same thing to that shelf I showed you in my thrift haul. The big metal shelf. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just dabbing it all on here. And then I'm gonna take my drop cloth and dab it as well. I don't want it to be shiny. Well, it's gonna be a little shiny because it is copper, but I'm gonna try to pull it back. Dabbing it. And I don't know what's on TV. If you're hearing something, I don't know what's being watched right now. Something that is just playing automatically because I didn't tell it to watch anything. Alright, but see the gnarly, grody colors that I'm getting here. I mean, it's not grody, it's, you know, what I'm going for. I wanted the color of, you know, the copper tea kettle that's been sitting on the stove for a long time at Grandma's house. Because I've got one of those too. Just gonna keep dabbing it until it is dry. Oh, I'm moving you all over the place dabbing it. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. So I'm gonna finish dabbing it and then we'll be back. Okay, I have cut the truck to the same size, more or less, as the frame. There are definitely a couple places that I was off. My scissors are awful, so I decided to try to use a razor blade, and that was not happening either too well. Now, I usually Mod Podge the picture down. However, there is no center brace to this whatsoever. So I'm just going to tape it in place and pop it in the frame and hope for the best. It's not going to be a permanent by any means. I'm just going to take some tape and go around the edges and see if that stays. Hopefully, it will give me the desired effect. If I had hot glue, I guess I could glue it, but sometimes hot glue makes gift bags wrinkly. This one is actually really thick. It's much thicker than the, so I usually use the ones from Dollar Tree. And this one's from a Walmart, and it is much thicker. Now, if you really want to go for it with this one, and I'm sick, so I didn't feel like really going for it, but I had considered it, would be to take some little dollar store, you know, little twinkle lights, little Christmas tree lights. And every time where there's a big glittery snowflake, you would pop one in there. And then you would tape the battery pack to the back of this. And you could turn it off and on and have a lit picture. But like I said, I am just not feeling well. I am 90% sure I have strep throat. And I'm just doing what I can here so I can get this done for you guys. Because if you don't start working on your Christmas projects now, by the time it's time to decorate... Oh yes, I did this. It's lovely. Spilled my antiquing wax a minute ago. But it's washable, so as soon as I'm done, I'll throw it in the wash machine. I should have covered it prior to this video, making this video. But, you know, the frame is going to come along a little on the edges anyway, so you're not going to see the tape. It's just to make sure it stays a little bit better. Alright, now let's see if I can pop it in the frame. Let me turn all these little nails the opposite way. Let's see what it's gonna look like, guys. Look at that. That is spectacular. Let me move all the little nails back into place here so it's held in firmly. Set up here. It's got these little, oh, they're like needles. Let me just flip them around to make sure it's stuck in there. One more. Right. And there we have some wall art. Yay. I mean, I can move it because this canvas behind here. That looks spectacular. Love how the copper frame turned out. That will match so many things in my house. So, cheap wall art. See, you don't have to go spend $50 even on half off for a big piece of wall art. And this has a frame. You know, those don't even have frames. Goodwill, Walmart, or wherever you can go, Dollar Tree, and find bags too. Alright, there's that one. Which one are we still working on? None. Alright, I'm going to put it together and I'll show you guys what the finished project looks like, alright? Alright guys, here's how it ended up. I put a $5, a little Target dollar spot tree in there. Have it over here. So let's break down some cost on this, alright? This here cost me, was it $3.99, I think, or $4.99. Then the gift bag was $3.98, I think, at my Walmart. This here was completely free. Coffee can, you know, stuff I had. $5 tree. I had this stuff here completely free. Had all this. So that is what went into this here. Now, if you don't have this stuff, you can get the paint. You can use the apple barrel paint at Walmart, and it's less than $1. Drop cloth is always really cheap. You don't have to get the big one. I usually get the big one. It's like $10 at Walmart. $5 little tree, but you can go to Goodwill and get a cheaper little tree or put something else in there. And then I finished my look off with the little, let's see, these are all from Target Dollar Spot, I think. Little houses, some little snowshoes. So this is what we've got going on a budget, cheap, and still really nice. Alright, what do you guys think about our crafts today? Our DIYs, our makeovers? Right? Give me some comments down below. Which was your favorite? What would you do differently? I'm always anxious to know what you would do differently. Alright guys, thanks for watching. You have a great day.